So my name is Alejandra Armendáriz Schussman. I am originally from Mexico, if you guys don't know. I came as a really young kid. I was 12, and of course it's been many, many, many years since I've been here in the United States, but I've stayed pretty close to my roots and my family and my language. It's very dear to me. So as I have learned about Messianic Judaism and Jesus within his original context, it has been very important for me to be able to share these things in my native language. So, before I tell you a little bit about my online Torah Club, I'm going to tell you a little bit about last year. Last year, I had an in-person Torah Club with a Hispanic or a Spanish-speaking church. It's one of my best friends. It is her church that she leads, and she asked me, she was part of my Torah Club in the past before, and she said, Ale, you have to start a Torah Club here. And I was like, whoa, that's a little bit scary, because Latinos were very passionate about religion. We have very passionate just opinions about life. And I was like, ooh, that's going to be a little scary. Your church members don't know much about the Jewishness of Jesus. And it was a little bit intimidating. But nevertheless, I went in, and I was a little nervous, and I thought, oh my goodness, how am I going to make this material more accessible for those that are struggling with English? Because translating takes a long time. And then I thought, oh my goodness, portion connections. What am I going to do with portion connections? So I thought, okay, there is a leader across the world in Malaga, Spain, Leoncio Galvez, who has a Torah Club like mine, Spanish-speaking, and they're dealing with English material. So I contacted him, and I said, Leoncio, what do you do to make this accessible to your students? So thankfully, he gave me this online translator tool. Let me tell you, they're not perfect, but they do the bulk of the work for translating. So then we could put in our PDF into this translator, and then it will spit it out right into Spanish in the same format that it was in. So we could translate the workbooks very quickly and then correct them so that our students could read it in Spanish. So that is what we did. Thanks to Leoncio that gave me that idea. And then he also told me how to go about trying to translate the subtitles for portion connections. I'm not tech savvy enough, so I just decided not to do that. So what I would do, it was a little bit awkward, was to watch the video and then write notes, then give my students the summary of what portion connections was. And yes, it was a little bit awkward, but it worked. I had a very good feedback from my students that first year. They loved the material. Up to this day, my best friend, who's the pastor at this Spanish-speaking church, she uses Torah Club materials for her sermons and her devotionals, and so do her church members. So that is a fantastic thing. So I thought, okay, I am confident enough to start this online Torah Club with Spanish speakers. So we have 9 members, all representing 7 different countries in Latin America. Some of them live here in the United States, some of them live overseas. And we are all strangers to each other, but we all come together because we love to study the Torah in our heart language. So that's very important for all of them. So here I go. I'm still asking the question, what am I going to do with portion connections? So one of my members in my online club, his name is Ernesto, who naturally became my co-leader, and unfortunately he couldn't come today. But he said, I know what to do. I will translate them. I will get all these subtitles. I know what to do. And I was like, wait a minute. You're doing this, and Leoncio in Spain is also doing the same thing that you are doing. Why not? Why do we have to work alone? Why don't you guys work as a team? In case one week you're not able to get those subtitles, then maybe Leoncio can help you. And I was like, why don't we make it more official? Why don't we submit these to FFOC? And then we can make them available to any Spanish speaker. For any Torah Club Spanish speaker, they will be available for portion connections. So I have a team, and they have been working together as a team to translate portion connections and getting them to FFOC so they can be available. So this is my group, my online group. And there's Leoncio Galvez, who is with the palm trees. He is from Spain. And I don't know if my co-leader is there from Panama. Oh yeah, he's on the very bottom with the vines with his family. So so that is our group. We have a very lively group. We have very good discussions. What I try to do, some of them have expressed interest in becoming Torah Club leaders in their countries. So what I am trying to do with our club is for them to be able to, I'm opening the door for them so they can start leading our group as well, so they can get some training and some experience in leading the group. So in the future, we can see clubs popping up in Mexico, in Puerto Rico, in Panama. So South Korea has the torch of translations, and we're catching fire. So thank you. Thank you, guys. We're hoping... We're hoping that Spanish will be that next fire as well, along with South Korea. So it's going to happen very quickly, FFOC. Just beware. Okay? But let me read some of the things that my club members have said. Juanita from Mayagüez. I read about Torah Club in the Messiah magazine and wonder if I should join after I had been reading the weekly Parsha all by myself since the beginning of the pandemic. I prayed and felt that I should join a Spanish Torah Club, and maybe the Lord will allow me to start a club here next year. I wasn't too sure about Zoom, but saw no other way, so I contacted Alejandra in Wisconsin. What a blessing it has been. We translate the lessons to Spanish each week and share our thoughts with brothers and sisters from several Latin American backgrounds. Our language and our love for God's word unite us each week, week after week, along with our connector and encourager filled with God's wisdom and patience, who is Alejandra. Our ages and levels of biblical education are varied also, along with great level of respect and humbleness of all members of our Torah Club. I must say that every week, when I read my lesson, I fill the papers with notes and comments. I wonder if it could get any better, but every week it does. Thank you, FFOC. All right. Thank you.